It's a really common experience when you move in. You move in with a family of rats, and then on the way out they're running their fingers on the skirting boards, just checking for the most minute detail.
That's Stephen, and he recently moved out of a rental.
They had all the power in that situation. They had the keys. We couldn't actually go back in and dispute it.
Look, it's a common experience for renters, but today we're going to look at how clean a rental property really needs to be, and what you need to know to get your bond back. The rules around rentals are different in each state and territory, but when it comes to cleaning, the standards are largely the same. The key thing is that a property is left reasonably clean. That doesn't mean good as new, and what's reasonable depends on the condition of the rental when you moved in. If, like Stephen, you moved into a rat-infested house, it would be unreasonable to expect that you return it after your lease in much better condition. So here's my tip, which is really just common sense. Take lots of photos when you move in. Photos are a great way to document the condition of the property, and along with a condition report, they will be relied on if there are any disputes down the track. It's a lesson Stephen learned the hard way.
So when we moved out, we used their end of lease cleaners, and on top of that, they also wanted us to get the carpet steam cleaned as well. And then once we handed the keys back, they said that they found wear and tear on the walls that we also had to cover the cost of. So in the end, it ended up being a pretty significant chunk of the bond.
As a renter, you aren't liable for wear and tear, but you are liable for any damage you cause to the property. If you've chipped paint because you used a picture hook, that's damage. But if the carpet's a bit more worn down than when you moved in, that's wear and tear. Here's the full definition of wear and tear from Fair Trading New South Wales. Deterioration that happens over time with the use of the premises, even when the premises receives reasonable care and maintenance. This could be news to you, but you might not need a professional cleaner to meet the reasonably clean standard.
In my time renting in Sydney, I've probably had 3 end of lease cleans, so that's at least $1,000 really that I could have saved.
That's a lot of money. But in New South Wales, clauses demanding professional carpet cleaning are prohibited unless you have a pet. The rules are different in other states and territories. Sometimes carpet cleaning clauses are enforceable, sometimes they aren't. If you're in doubt, check with your local tenants advice service. We'll show you how at the end of the video.
After what happened, it does really make me distrust real estate and what they do with your money and with your bond.
Because Stephen lives in New South Wales, he could have applied to have the bond refunded himself. If he did, the agent would have 14 days to settle or contest the claim. If they didn't respond in time, he would have got all his bond back.
If I knew I could get the bond back independently without the real estate, then yeah, I would definitely be doing that. You really do feel hostage and like they have all the power, so it would just completely flip the power dynamic to already have access to that before they grant you the access.
Again, the rules are different depending on where you live. In Victoria, for instance, tenants don't have this option. Wherever you live, if you're worried about getting your bond back or there's a disagreement, it's a good idea to contact your local tenants advice service. They can give you free advice and information about your rights.
So finding out what my rights are as a tenant going forward, I think it just puts you in a whole different position. It's a whole different game now going forward, like game on real estate.